Hello and welcome to Austin Anderson's Sports Talk, where today NFL free agency is about to kick off. Now, the leader of the pack, the absolute number one, the top seed, the big dog, the guy in free agency is none other than Ndamukong Suh. The big defensive tackle has obviously drawn his fair share of criticism, where he has done a lot of potentially many consider dirty plays. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Ndamukong Suh is one of the two most disruptive defensive linemen in the NFL, along with Justin James Watt of the Houston Texans. Now, what teams exactly could use him? Well, let's look at the NFC. In the North, there's the Packers, the Vikings, the Bears, the Lions. In the NFC South, the Bucs, the Panthers, the Saints, and of course, the Falcons. They could use him. Over in the East, every team in the NFL could use Ndamukong Suh. Guys like that don't grow on trees, but here are some top contenders. First off, Oakland Raiders. So why the Raiders? Well, back in the day, they were known for their hard physicality, Al Davis football. But as of lately, they've been really terrible. But that doesn't mean they don't have $50 million to spend. And that's exactly why they might be the front runner, because they'll pay Ndamukong Suh potentially more than anybody else. And in that same boat, the Jaguars, who have the top amount of money in free agency and cap space, could also be in play. And the Miami Dolphins are a hot team right now, rumored to be involved with Ndamukong Suh. Now, they're a team on the rise. They do potentially have their franchise quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. They also have something that drew LeBron South Beach. Now, they don't have Dwayne Wade on the Dolphins, but they do have state income tax in Florida, meaning he's going to make so much more money just because he won't be taxed on his income, which may not seem like a big deal, but it really is. It could be a deciding factor in where Ndamukong Suh lands. He also, don't forget, could return home to the Detroit Lions. Now, they absolutely dominated somewhat unexpectedly on the defensive side of the football last season. And that a lot has to do with the man in the middle. He clogged up double teams consistently and produced lanes for the linebackers to come in and make plays. And if he goes, it'll be extremely difficult, obviously, to fill that. But also, with Nick Fairley, Andre Fluellen, and CJ Mosley, their top four defensive tackles all being free agents, the Lions' defense could go from a strength to a weakness pretty quick. And in the NBA, who is the MVP right now? It is an absolute fire discussion simply because Russell Westbrook just had his third straight 40-point game. He was the first player since a guy named Michael Jeffrey Jordan to have 4 straight triple-doubles. And there's plenty of other candidates that were frontrunners before they seemed to take a back seat, Steph Curry and James Harden. And there's a guy named LeBron James who is flying under the radar somehow. But for me, it's James Harden. Now this guy, everybody knows the story. He was the sixth man in OKC. He didn't get offered the max contract, and the Rockets basically said, "Thank you, sir." And what's been the difference in James Harden's game this year? He's playing defense, something he hasn't played in, I don't know, about 25 years of his life. He's making a difference, and their Rockets are in the top half of the Western Conference, a stacked Western Conference, once again, I might add. And while Steph Curry is leading the number one seeded Warriors, James Harden's doing it without his running mate, Dwight Howard. And the way he's getting to the line and hitting threes, the beard definitely should be feared. Alright folks, that's it. Appreciate you tuning in, I appreciate you watching, and it's going to be a great few weeks of sports. Sit down and watch some basketball.